Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Today on Collection Lessons, I want to talk about credit cards. It's part of my collection series, anything against Charles and anything advice, and let's get going. So when I talk about credit cards, there's prepay, postpay, and rewards. And let's quickly go through all those, hopefully in 10 minutes or less. And, with being debt-free, people will say, well, does that mean... it's actually interesting here. I'll share a moment that I had with, at, uh, at work. We had a big event, and basically in front of people or whatever it was, I said that I was debt free, 100% debt free. And people were like, oh yeah, how'd you do it, that type of thing. But what was interesting is after the fact, people would randomly come up to me and be like, and I wouldn't even be talking. Oh yeah, so I have credit cards, but I pay off the balance, every month in the grace period and blah blah blah. And I'm like, what the frick? I didn't even ask you, like it was interesting. And I found that was many people's responses with credit cards is they're like, well, I do it for the rewards, I do it for the points, I do it for Aeroplan, I do it for air miles, I do it for cash back, I do it for whatever. Not one person of those people, I believe, are debt free, and not one of them um, gets a reward in the form of an investment, and they think of it as an investment. So I'll quickly go over some credit cards. What do I use personally? What am I using? What am I heading towards? That type of thing. As well as some of the psychological stuff here with prepay, postpay, and credit cards in general, and why, like, Dave Ramsey's pretty much against credit cards completely. I am as well, mostly, unless they're prepay. And you can actually get rewarded in the form of investments like stocks or crypto, whatever, right? Those are, in my opinion, the only ones and the best ones. Is prepaid, and the rewards don't encourage you to spend more, right? They encourage you to invest. So let's look at that. So most places, such as in Canada, this is Canada, RBC is a main bank that I've used for 15-20 years. Okay, now when I went with them, I was like, give me a credit card with some points. That's a P, points, because I want to accumulate these fake imaginary points so that I can cash out into some form of either a gift card, right? GC, or you can buy things directly, like I don't know, a PlayStation or whatever, that type of thing, right? And it was interesting because the whole psychological thing of this, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Rutgers or the casino. And what do Rutgers and the casino have? Well, Rutgers has tickets, and casino has chips. So what do? You convert your money into points, you convert your money into tickets, you convert your money into chips. What does that do? Psychologically, if I could draw ahead, psychologically, that disassociates you from your dollars. Your dollars are now points. Points mean whatever the heck points are. Maybe 1 point equals $1. Maybe 4 points equals $1. Whatever the heck. And this is with not just RBC, Rutgers casinos. This is with Skip the Dishes, Scene Points. Everything like PC Optimum Points, Shoppers Point, whatever the heck it is. Usually it's in some sort of form of loyalty thing, but there's some that are direct one-to-one or direct to spend to get type thing, right? But it disassociates you from your dollars, so that when you spend these points, it doesn't feel like you're spending dollars. It doesn't feel like you're losing money. It doesn't feel like you're losing money when you play with chips, rather than if you played with your actual paper bills and you see the $20 bills. This is the psychological effect that Dave Ramsey talks about. And when you do this, with, especially, and this is another thing, is when you don't pay with cash, when you pay with instead a credit card, right? And a credit card has some numbers on it. When you pay with this, you're disassociating the link again. You're doing it again. And you can look this up and you can see the research on it. This was done by pretty much most financial places, including things like McDonald's. They say that the average person spends like almost double, but usually about 18% more. 14, I think, to 18% more. You spend more at McDonald's when you use a credit card. And what's interesting is if you just use the cash, you'd save 14%. But if you use the credit card, right, and you use the credit card, and you get this, you buy this 14%, and then you get 1% back, people are like, oh my god, I get 1% back on my upsized fries and upsized drink and upsized burger. Oh my god, like, you don't get that when you pay cash. No, but you know what you did? You paid 14% more to get that 1%. And it's like, these credit card companies, they play the game of chance. Just like the casino plays the game of chance. Chances are you're going to go negative if you play the casino long enough. You can try and get an edge, you can try and work it out, you can try and pay off your credit card immediately after. You can try all these things, but chances are you're going to overpay for something, you're going to upsize something, you're going to get that one extra thing, that piece of gum that's by the cashier's thing. You're going to do this, and you're going to pay more than when you did with cash. This is a psychological effect, it's a stat known effect. People don't believe it still, they'll still justify using their credit card, okay? Sure, justify using your credit card. And then, the credit card gives you points. Check out what those points give you. What I found with my RBC one is it was a point per dollar is what it was. So $1 equals 1 point. And I needed, what was it? This is basically like basically what it ended up being was, I thought, 1%, right? Because you needed you needed 14,000 points, which means that you spent $140 and then you get a $100 gift card. And I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. That means I should get a $140 gift card, right? If it was 1%, right? But then they're like, well, it would be more if you paid, because I don't pay for my credit cards. If you paid $60 or $80 a year, we can up that to $1 equals 2 points. And then, you might get this ratio better or whatever. Anyway, I found that it was less than 1%. And I was like, this is a ripoff. This is stupid. Plus, the whole, 14% chances are overspending in the first place by using a credit card. Plus, you don't feel the effects of the credit card. If you have to pay, you have that grace period after, which they prey on, and they hope that you don't pay it, right? Even if you don't pay it for a month, it gets more interest than what you earned in percent, right? If your credit card rate is 22%, if your credit card rate was 12%, and you didn't pay for a month, that's 1% that they got that you just wiped out your entire winnings and stuff on. Let alone 22% if you don't pay it in the 2 weeks after, and you get that just 2 weeks of interest. It's your 1% that you guys useless, right? I hope you can see that, and I hope you see that you gotta check your points, check your Ponzi points. I call them Ponzi points because they're fake, they're made up. Check them, and check what it's encouraging you to do. Does it encourage you to save up these points, to get a crappier rate, to get a gift card that encourages? And that's the thing, is what does your credit card encourage you to do? Does it encourage you to get a gift card? Does it encourage you to spend more? People will get cash back, 1%. Where does it go? It goes back on your credit card. You can pay your balance with it. What does that encourage you to do? It encourages you to spend it again, right? And that's the problem, is you're always encouraged to spend more and continue the loop. That's how that works. That's how credit cards work. Most postpaid credit cards as well, especially. And you don't feel the psychological effect. Remember that. Now, what would I recommend? What would I suggest? So I suggest and recommend a prepaid one, right? What's the difference of the prepaid one? Well, first of all, you're not borrowing. Every time that you spend this, you're not actually spending, you're borrowing. And then you're spending for it later. You're paying for it later, right? So prepay gets rid of that. It doesn't get rid of the psychological effect as much, but that kind of helps with it. Get the prepaid visas that you load up, such as, and the one that I use, is the Wealthsimple one. Why do I use the Wealthsimple one? Because it's black and it looks cool. Plus, it gives me the 1%, and there's zero interest. There's zero chance of interest on that. 0%. Zero. There's zero chance, right? What does that 1% give me? It throws it automatically into my crypto or my stocks. What does that make me do? It makes me buy these things. That's what it encourages me to do. It doesn't continue the cycle of encouraging me to spend. It encourages me to invest. That's the biggest difference with these Ponzi point rewards cards, right? And I just thought this funny clip of Arnold Schwarzenegger would be fitting and everything like that. But basically he says, I'm ballsy. I don't get Ponzi points from anyone. I get investments from spending my money anywhere I want. I don't have to cash out in Ponzi gift cards like you. It's quite funny if you've watched the video of Arnold Schwarzenegger. He doesn't say this. Obviously, I put subtitles over the video and I thought it was quite funny. But anyway, what is Wealthsimple encouraging me to do is encouraging me to get investments. I can spend it anywhere that a Visa would be, and I don't get Ponzi points. I get investments from my spending. It encourages me to invest. And that's why I like the Wealthsimple one. I'm probably not going to put a link in my description of Wealthsimple referral link. I don't really believe in those. If you really want one, message me somehow. But just think about this. Like, what is your credit card encouraging you to do? If you just don't pay for 2 weeks by accident, after the grace period, your 1%'s gone or whatever they give you, right? This is less than 1% for these Ponzi point gift card things, whatever. What does it encourage you to do? Do you overspend? You need to check this stuff because it affects your day-to-day life, and try to get prepaid, and this is just my point of view. Try to get to prepaid where you pay for it before. There's zero chance for 0%, like there's no chance of you getting interest at all, and it encourages you to invest your 1% rather than spend it again, right? So hope you guys are doing well. Hope this made sense with credit cards. I haven't talked about them too much, but I know that they're, obviously a form of debt that people rack up really quick and don't realize that they overpay for things because they're borrowing the money. They're financing on a credit card, right? Prepaid one, you already put the money there. It's already spent. You feel it physically already. And that's as close as you can get, in my opinion, to a cash system in a digital type world. So, hope you guys are doing well. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks, and talk soon.